So we're going to do a little activity now which will help us create a map of some really cool holiday locations that hopefully you have been able to go to in some of your many teacher breaks that you get to enjoy. I'm just here in Google Drive, but I'm actually just going to open up a new tab. I'm going to go to forms.google.com, and there has been a recent upgrade to Forms, and there's a few extra things here now that you might want to check out at some point. But just for today, I'm going to go with blank and just build it from scratch. This one's going to be called Great Holiday Destinations, and I'm just going to click up here and I'm going to call this 2016. Just putting a name there. So it's got a name, it's got there. Now I'm going to have the option to put some questions here. So the first thing I'm going to write is, what is the location? And we are going to come in here and just go to a short answer question. I'm going to press plus, and then the second thing is, why is this location awesome? Question mark, and not multiple choice. I'm just going to use paragraph. And then there's going to be a third question is, great accommodation at this location. And we're just going to use a short answer again, and in this case that will allow them to paste in a URL. Maybe we'll give everyone a tip that it's a URL or an address. So we've got that set up there, and if you haven't done much with Forms in the past, and this is the new version of Forms, so even if you've used the previous one, there's a button up here which has got the eye, and when we press that we get to see what our form looks like. So great holiday destinations in there. And so then as a group or as a class, I'm going to get you all to come and fill that in. And in the easiest way for me to share this really long address, apart from copying it and putting it into a learning management system, is just for me to press this URL shortener, which I've talked about before, and you can see there's this new address here that you could have a look at and copy. And so basically everyone in the room could now get that address up and get you to respond. So for me, a good place I like to go in holidays is Pier 1 Sydney, and I can just put it in as specifically that. Google will cope with that. Love having a view of the harbour from our room, and I'm just going to Google Pier 1 Sydney and click on the site, and so as I'm responding I've got the address, whole address of this, and I'm going to click here and paste. When you set it up like this, it's got an option for submit another response, but obviously we generally would just get other people in the room to do it. Probably another location that we've been to for holidays is Perth. Family live here. I've now moved back to Sydney, so not there anymore. Love how the sun sets in the direction the beach's face. Okay, and here I'm just going to put in a URL which I'll make up, and I'm sure there is one, perth.com.au. Let's just go with .com. I'm sure there's one there. But basically everyone in the room could now be going in and adding that there. Okay, so now that we've done that, let's go back to our original tab which has the form here. And so I can have a look here and it says responses, and at the moment there's a summary of the locations that we've gone to. We haven't used any multiple choice ones and set it up like that. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to create a spreadsheet of the responses by clicking on this little logo here. I'm going to give it a new spreadsheet, but I could have added it to an existing spreadsheet, but it's already picked up that it wants to call it Great Holiday Destinations 2016, and we'll have responses written after that. So I press create and it now links it, and so within this spreadsheet I now have this information here. So now what I want to do, I'm going to shut one of these ones and go over the top of it. I'm going to go to a location called MyMaps.google.com. So not maps.google.com, which is the one you're probably used to. MyMaps allows you to create maps. And here we go. So here we go. I know you can see that I've already done a test run, so let's do another one. Create a new map. Now it has a lot of the similar concepts that Google Drive normally has. I'm going to click up here and I'm going to go Great Holiday Locations for Shire staff. Save. And so here we have this set up here where I could come in and manually place markers and do a whole lot of different possibilities and work through there. But what I'm going to do here is I'm going to click on this import button. And import will just have an option to upload a spreadsheet. But because I've got some details in a spreadsheet already in Google Drive, I'm just going to scroll down here, past my folders, and you can see that we have a sheet called Great Holiday Destinations. And click on that and press select. Note that the way it's set up by default generally is the most recently used document comes up first. It takes a little while to fetch the document from here, and then it basically says select the column from the file which will tell us where to put place marks on the map. And from the location box that should be enough. All columns will be imported. I'm going to press continue. Pick a column to use the title for the place marks. Now I'm going to use location again, but I could have had it so that I had the place marker be different to the actual location there. I could have used a different column. And I'm going to press finish. And then what it will do from there, it will start loading the markers, assuming it can find them. And so I end up with a map which has the ones here that can be seen. Now I'm going to drag this map around a little bit so you can see it. You can see it's got a Pier 1 Sydney marker and a Perth marker. And note, when I click on that, it pops up with the reason that we love it. And it also has the link to the accommodation, which I can now click. Let's see if perth.com actually exists. I think it does. Looks like it's available to buy. There you go. Not exactly a good demonstration of that, but still brings me back to here. Now, as a class, I could be sharing this to a whole lot of students, but I also could, if I chose to, just let them see that with a link. So I'm just going to press preview here and see what it looks like from a viewer, not a designer. And you can see we've got these ones over here. And even when I've got it set up here, there's a share button at that point, or there's a share button here. And I can choose to share it directly with people's email addresses or a group of email addresses. But as we've seen before, we can press the change on here and go anyone with a link can access it. As long as they know of the address, they can take it from there. Okay, and your link to connect to it is up here, so we can just copy that. And then I can come and get, let's go over the top of this tab, paste in there, and it will bring up what we just basically saw then. But it works on iPads, it works on a whole lot of devices, and basically now they have a map of the world which has got place markers in it. And so if people have been going to other locations, we can work from there. This could be a great way of recording where volcanoes are in the world or what type of plants exist in different parts of the world. There are a lot of geography options, but obviously there are other things that we could do with it and work it through there. It doesn't have to be just for collecting people's preferred holiday destinations.